Kanika, for taking out time to talk to us about your initiative. Welcome. And so let's get started. Would you like to share with us the wonderful work that your team at Pehchaan Schools have been doing to serve the kids?
Mhm. Okay, thank you, Payal, for giving me this opportunity to tell more about Pehchaan here. Okay, so basically, Pehchaan is an initiative. So it started in 2015. So it started as a like group of friends went to a slum area and they started teaching few kids there. So later on, this like four or five kids they started this initiative. Later on, it converted into a big initiative in which now we have like 7 to 8 centers across Delhi in which we are teaching the slum children on every weekend. So we have a lot of interns and volunteers coming from different background and helping us in this initiative for teaching and doing the upliftment for those slum kids. And apart from this, our slum centers, or you can say the Pehchaan centers, we have one vocational center as well, which is currently running in Noida. So in that center as well, we have like few kids who are eager to learn computers. So we have set up one lab there. So we have one teacher there who is actually teaching the basics of computers. And we also collaborated with one of the organization who are giving the certificates to those students so that we can help them out getting placed or getting their job after completing their course. Yeah.
Wow, that's really impactful work you are doing. That's really impressive. So, as you have grown over the years, what have been some of your challenges, and how have you been dealing with them until recently? Because, as per my understanding, it's been around 10 years that you have been doing this work, and the size of the nonprofit is pretty large now.
Right, right. Okay, so the major challenges were like because we are running this organization with the help of volunteers or interns. So the major challenge was is volunteer management. So it's more or like a manual thing which we are running. So basically, we are actually doing managing the volunteers with the help of like using Google Form or like simple Excel sheets we are maintaining for those volunteers data and how which volunteers teaching which group of students and which class. So this is a very tedious task for everybody. So we sometimes need to dedicate a volunteer or a center management to do all that stuff for us. And second major challenge is because the students are not regular there, because it is not a formal school. So definitely on Saturday some students are coming but some students are not coming on Sunday. So it is very difficult to manage those students. That okay, if you can say in terms of attendance, we are facing a lot of challenge. We are facing how to track them, what they have been taught on Saturday and what they have not been taught on Sunday. So this is a quite you can say mismanaged thing with respect to students, with respect to volunteers. So we are facing all these challenges because that requires a lot of manual intervention and lot of people we need to like come up with the help of volunteers. We are doing all these tasks nowadays. And second thing, because we are now moving into a proper curriculum part, that is also in which we are actually doing manual thing. We are creating reports and we are giving manually to the volunteers, okay, this is the curriculum we need to follow. So this is more like a, you can say, a manual process is running. And it is sometimes become difficult because we are a volunteer based organization, so they are not getting paid. So definitely we keep them motivated and somehow. So that's why it is very difficult to manage all that.
Right. Can you talk a little bit more about the size of the nonprofit now? As in, when you started, it was, you said, a group of friends that started the initiative, and it has grown to a big nonprofit organization.
Yes,
And how many students do you need to manage, and how many volunteers you are managing on a day-to-day basis?
okay, so when we started, we were having like 4 5 volunteers and 4 5 students. Now, since 2015, now we have grown up in such a way that we have almost 800 plus volunteers and 1,000 plus children we are catering on every weekend. So it is very difficult. We started as started organization with a lot, very less people. So that time it was quite manageable. But now having like 800 plus and 1,000 plus students, it is difficult to manage. Either I need more human, you can say human resources to manage all these things, but sometimes that doesn't also helping us because they are volunteers. I cannot force them to okay work for us. sometimes they have their own personal commitments also. So sometimes these are the areas where we are actually facing a lot of challenges, and with
Right.
students also.
Right. So, would you like to share what have you been doing until recently? So, I believe more than 1,000 students and 800 volunteers on a weekly basis. You are not
Mhm.
maintaining it on, on paper and pen. So, what have been you using until recently in house?
So recently, for years, what we were doing is we were actually, whenever they register with us, they asked to fill a Google form. So they fill the Google form and we get the data into an Excel sheet. So from there, we used to like locate that, okay, which volunteer should go to which center. So that's how we do. That's how we were doing. And secondly, with respect to students, we are not tracking anything, but we were tracking few things whenever we issue them iCards on annual basis. So we actually maintain an excel sheet just to have our for our reference, okay, we have issued the icard to the students. But with respect to what they have been taught in the class, and if their attendance is low or high, that is not at all managed by us till now. So these are
Right.
the major challenges. And I think because our agenda is to like educate them, so if we are not able to manage all this, how they are doing, how their feedback, if their feedback is given to their parents, so all these challenges are still there. And we are trying to find solutions to that. But
Right.
with the manual process, definitely we never gonna find solution. It is very tedious task, and maybe I need to hire more interns or volunteers to like to achieve this. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we can clearly see how technology can help here to improve your operations, and how the app that we have built, Educatic app, is a good solution for the operational inefficiencies you have been facing as you have grown over the years. So now that we are working together, we are collaborating. How do you plan on using social experiments? What are some of the goals that you see in the future? How are you looking forward with working with social experiments, working together?
Okay. So with social experiments, my goal is if I can solve the two problems which I have just mentioned, that volunteer management, student management. So basically, and social experiment is actually a good platform where we can maintain all the volunteers data, so that anytime I can look, okay, who are the volunteers who are going to my each center. And even sometimes we need to look upon their details as well, in which I need to convey some information so that I can easily do it, because I have all the data available on social experiments with respect to volunteer. And it actually makes a very easy process for me, and I can assign anyone, okay, okay, get me a list of the volunteers who are working for each center. So social experiments give me an option to have all these functionalities. But if I compare it to the manual process, it was very difficult. Again, I need to like set up a team to do all this stuff. So basically this tedious work now, it comes to like a, like you can say, a minute or a 2 minute work for me, or anyone can do on behalf of me. And second thing, for students, it is basically, you can say, it's a great platform, because social experiments is giving us an option to add all the students data, because this is where we were lagging. Because till now, since we are working for 6 to 7 years, we were not having like enough information about students. Because sometimes there were scenarios in which someone asked me, okay, get me a data of the students who are starting in fifth class. So I need to like, I get panic, okay, now I need to ask somebody to note down the names and everything. But with social experiment, this is just a 1 second or 2 second job. I can simply get all that data from social experiment. So it will definitely gonna help me a lot with respect to volunteer management and social management, student management. And one more thing I can see, or you can say, I have a vision that, because being a non-profit organization, if we are pitching so corporates as well and other organization to collaborate with us, we always need to like make presentation or something to show our metrics, to show our impact to the world. But with the help of social experiments, because social experiments had different dashboards we have, there, so we can simply show them metrics in a real time basis. Okay, these are the students and these are the students are attending the classes, these much volunteers are working for us. So we can use social experiments for our metrics as well. We can show simply in a 1 or 2 minute we can show the impact to the world. Okay, what we are doing. So this is what I can say, that social experiments can help me or can help Pehchaan. So I'm really happy to collaborate with social experiments. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kanika. I think you are giving social experiments the opportunity to help grassroots nonprofit that are working on the ground, are the organizations that are doing the real work. And if we can help with technology, and if our platform can help other nonprofits, that's a privilege for us. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to help uh, grow Pehchaan even bigger and grow the impact of Pehchaan even bigger. And thank you for your time, and thank you for sharing the initiative, the challenges, basically how the journey of a nonprofit, a grassroots nonprofit, goes over the years as it grows. And I'm sure a lot of interested people will get a lot of things out of this.
Yeah. Thank you,
So
Payal.
thank you.
Thank you for giving this opportunity to
Yeah,
spread the word. Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.